Yeah, so like, I just think
it's wild.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? Good evening, everybody. I'm just wanting to come on real quick. We're wanting to just have a nice, brief conversation with you, with my boy Breakhaven here.
Yeah.
We're talking about relationships. He Said, She Said is coming up real soon, June 22nd, 3 p.m. UNC Charlotte's campus, Cone University, room 261 in the after hours. It's going to be great. And we have a special performance by Breakhaven right here, man.
Yes. I'll be performing June 22nd at the next He Said, She Said. I think it's going to be dope, man. I'm just excited for the vision that he has and how our visions collide together. So
yeah.
This collaboration has been long overdue, so I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, man, it's great, man. And it's awesome that God has given us the vision in order for us to be able to play it out, which is great, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Breakhaven.
Yes.
For those that don't know, what is the name about? What does Breakhaven mean?
So Breakhaven, as you notice, the name Break is spelled wrong, but I always tell people if you spell it wrong, you spell it right. So yeah, it's spelled BRAEKHAVEN, and what it means is that in order to reach that safe haven, which is heaven, you must break all evil. That's what the AE stands for, all evil, and so that's my name, and that's what my music stands for.
Nice. You mentioned music. Now I know you're a dope gospel artist, but how did you get into music?
So as far as music goes, I actually started doing music when I was 19 years old. A lot of artists, oh man, I've been writing since I was 8 or 9 years old, but in actuality, I've been writing music since I was 19. It just started out as a playful thing, you know, being at school or rapping around the table, and so I just noticed the reaction that I got from other people, and so, you know, I'm rapping, just playing around, and people like, yo, that's like super dope, like that's super nice. And so after a while I kind of just started to be like, you know what, maybe I'm as good as people say I am, and so I just kind of started to progress with that, and I've been doing music ever since.
Nice, that's dope.
Speaking of me, now when I first met you, it was at the Sound, and so I was performing there, and I always noticed about you, you always had a great speaking voice. I'm like, yo, why don't you ever get on stage? You're like, I don't have anything to say. But now you have a lot to say. So let's talk about this He Said, She Said. And just go from there.
Okay. Well, as everybody who's watching may or may not know, I am the host of He Said, She Said. And how He Said, She Said came to me was at 5 o'clock in the morning. God woke me up. Because I kept asking, I'm like, God, what do you want me to do? I've been through these roller coaster relationships where I was the roller coaster. I'm making it going up and down. I'm, manipulating women, having multiple women at once, doing all of these sinful things. But now I want to live my life for you. I had just became celibate, so my mind was getting pure. I was going through the purification process. I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? I don't know my purpose, and I found out statistically most people die without knowing their reason for living. So I was like, I don't want to be in that 80-90% bracket. I want to be in the other smaller bracket that actually figures it out and walks in it. So I was like, God, what do you want me to do? So he woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, I want you to talk about relationships. I'm like, me?
Right.
I'm not qualified. But then I looked at a lot of the accounts in the Bible where he did not call qualified people. He qualified them as he called them. And so once I figured that out, I'm like, okay, well now at least I can tell people what not to do in relationships and then be able to give them what God is speaking through me. He was always talking to me, but I wasn't always listening. I was always like, you know what I'm saying? Or I hear it, I'm like, that's not what I know I heard. You know, sometimes when we're wanting to do our own thing, our own stubbornness allows for us to push out what God is doing through us, or trying to do through us. He always wants a willing vessel. And so when that happened, once I really kind of calmed down and was like, you know what, this is what God wants me to do, I started having people come in my living room right in here. You know, hey, let's talk relationships. And we would stay up till 4 or 5 in the morning just talking, just random topics. What about relationships is so confusing? You know, because if you really think about it, relationships are not as complex as we think it is. We complicate it by our own unspoken expectations, different things that society has told us about relationships, which isn't necessarily true. And if you think about it from a male and female perspective, a lot of the times it's the women have their mindset about relationships, and the men have their mindset about relationships.
Right.
And a lot of times it's girls' night out or guys' night out, and they're just speaking about it separately, but they're never coming together.
Okay.
So I said, well, God, okay, I have these people in my living room, which are just my friends. What do I call this? And it was like a flash. You know how like things are flash up with words? It was like he said, she said. And I'm like, he said, she said. I like that.
Straight up.
That was it.
You just went. That was it.
And that was it. And so then I'm like, okay, well, where can I meet with them? He was like, take them to Amelie's. Amelie's is 24 hours in the Noda section. People who live in Charlotte know about Noda.
Love Amelie's.
Amelie's is the French bakery. So we would meet up there. First time I had it, 15 people showed up. I'm like, okay,
wow,
it's not bad. Then, kind of went up and down. People would come and then not come and not come. And I did that for 4 months. So I started in August of last year. And then by December of last year, I had 25 people show up. I was like, okay, so I kind of want to get a bigger venue. So I was like, God, where do I go? So I was attending church on the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. And my associate pastor, she was like, well, since you attend church here, we can get you a space for you to actually have this event.
Clutch.
So I was like, okay. So I prayed about it, and God was like, okay, this is the time for you to begin having it at a public venue, and also use your social media platform to have a public invitations. So I was like, okay, because before I was inviting people privately, like, hey, having he said, she said, and then they would come. But now I'm actually inviting them. Now I'm actually doing videos to promote it. And here we are now, almost 6 months later, just doing he said, she said.
It's crazy how just like things come together and it turns around so fast.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like it really seemed like you just started, but it's coming up on half a year. So it's just, God is working.
He is, and we just have to allow him to work, man. I think about how this could have been years ago, but then I think about the experiences that I had. I wouldn't have had those. Not to say that I purposely messed up so I can have them, but I messed up. Now that I have them, now I have more under my belt to be able to show them.
It's working for your good in the end.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, I think we, gave everybody the information that they need, and so just to give you guys a background of Breakhaven and He Said, She Said, we will be hosting our event on June 22nd. The address and all of that will be in the description. You probably can swipe over and see the actual flyer, but we're gonna get out of here. We want to hold you guys' time too much, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
God bless.
Get it.
Peace.
Let's see how long that video was.
Like 5 minutes.